Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Leslie from The B, repping the Let's Be Real podcast, okay? And today I have a special guest, my homegirl, LA Eyes. What's up,
Yes.
girl? How you
Hello.
doing?
I am good. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm a little sick. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little sick. If y'all hearing my voice, don't judge me. Let's be real. I'm sick. It's that type of weather. You feel me? So,
Yes.
yeah.
Nah. You sound good. You sound good. You don't
Thank
sound
you.
bad at all.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But how are you today, man? Like, thank you for coming. What do you typically do, like, on a Saturday morning?
Yes. No,
Saturdays, weekends. What's your weekends look like in LA?
yeah. No. Thank you for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
So LA. Usually, I mean, I do a lot. Typically on Saturdays, or sometimes I don't do much. I don't know. It just depends on how you're seeing it.
For sure.
I'll like go out a lot. I go take pictures generally like on my weekends. I take the like opportunity to go around like the city and just like take pictures of just all the things that mean something to me. I kind of just I'll be cooking. I'll be like
Doing mom
I'll be
shit.
doing all that mom shit.
Señora shit.
Hell yeah.
Señora life.
Shoot, con
Yeah.
pantuflas y todo. Nah, but I be like, I'll, be writing. I take a lot of the opportunity usually on weekends to write a lot. Like,
Okay.
I think those are my days where I could really just chill, not worry about
Yeah.
like Monday through Friday kind of activities,
For sure.
And I just like kind of try to get into a zone, where
Yeah.
I'm writing and trying to like commit to doing stories and
Mm-hmm.
keeping like awareness out on things or like about changes and documenting and stuff like that.
Dope.
So yeah, I pretty much do that on my weekends.
Productive.
Yeah,
That's all we
gotta
do
be.
is work.
There
Okay.
you gotta be.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. So let's talk about, where you from, exactly from LA. De donde vienes, how was it growing
Yes.
up, siblings, all that.
So I was like born and raised in Echo Park.
Okay.
Well, let me go back actually. Not born in Echo Park because
Okay.
I was actually born in East Hollywood and Queen of Angels when it was first that. Now it's Hollywood Presbyterian.
Okay.
So I was born there. Then my body shifted off
To-
to Echo
to the
Park
Echo.
after leaving the hospital.
Okay.
So like I'm from Echo Park. My family has been had been there since like the 60s.
Damn.
Yeah, so my abuela, my abuelo, they came from different countries. Like my grandpa was from Mexico,
Mhm.
and then my grandma was from El Salvador.
Dope.
So they came to Echo Park. They, united there. My mom was born and raised there in 72. So we've been around. We were in that area for so long, and yeah, I have five. Well, there's five of us. So in siblings, there's five of us. I'm the middle child. So
Yeah.
I have two older and two younger.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from like my older siblings. I spend a lot of time with them.
Mhm.
So we kicked it a lot. They're 5, 8 years older than me.
Oh, damn.
So they were already kind of on a different level.
Yeah,
And,
that age gap.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and like I don't know, in like Hispanic households, it's like, oh, you want to go out, but
You gotta take your sister. Oh,
yeah.
I hated that.
So I was that annoying younger sister,
Oh, damn,
like
just in the
that-
cut. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
And like I didn't feel like I was annoying because I was pretty like chill, like I would go with the flow. But like to older siblings, it's like, fuck, man, I gotta bring you
gotta
around
bring her-
again.
oh my
like,
God.
goddamn, like
Would you ever have to like go on a date?
yeah,
Like with your, oh my
yeah.
God, my mom
double
had to,
dates, bro.
Yeah, oh,
because I had
shit.
two, and they were dating like their friends and shit, and I was like, oh my
shit.
god,
That's crazy. That's crazy. And
Yeah.
where we guys kick it at most of the time?
So I'll take it back to when I was like 6 and I remember shit. Like we would kick it like, okay, the first kick it spot I remember, we were at the Echo Park Branch Library. And
Okay.
that's like on Temple.
Yeah.
So like people assume the Echo Park library is like on the other side where there's another library, but it's like no, that's the original Echo Park library is the one on Temple. Like
Temple. Got it.
so we would kick it there as kids a lot. My sister's first boyfriend was like a skater.
Okay.
So he'll like just be skating around and then we would just like literally be sitting and looking at him. I was like, really? This is a date? That
yeah,
sucks.
that's so weird. So whack.
I'm
That's
like,
funny.
And then so we would go there a lot.
Mhm.
And I would kick it at Echo Park a lot, like
Yeah.
the lake, the actual lake.
The
I
actual
learned how
lake.
to ride a bike there, for
Aw.
the first time. And it was crazy, because my dad would like let go, and I didn't have like training wheels at 5 years old, and he was like, "All right, like." go ahead. And then you're just like, fuck, I don't want to fall into the lake. So you're like, you gotta learn, bro. Like, if you because if no, bam, and there you go. You know, you're fucking in the water with fucking snapping turtles and shit.
No, especially right there in Echo. That shit is huge.
Echo Park is
because we have Hollenbeck Park in my neighborhood.
That's right.
And like Echo Park, so Boyle Heights, we got borders. Like I always say that shit. People like to confuse Boyle Heights with East LA. It's like no, like there's borders. 100%. So our borders are Mission all the way to Indiana. So when is Echo Park? Like where does it start? Where do you enter? When does it finish?
So that's a good question. Wondered. Yeah, that's a good question. So I want to say that when you get to the 2nd Street in Lucas, which is kind of like where Belmont is, and Royal Balm.
Yeah.
When you get to those streets, Echo Park's finishing, and you're going into Temple Beaudry, downtown LA.
Yeah.
So that would be that side of Echo Park. Then you move it down to the other side. I would say once you get to Cesar Chavez, or like when Sunset finishes pretty much, and it starts getting to Placita.
Yeah.
That becomes Chinatown. You know, so Echo Park finishes by like that Burger King where that school is and stuff.
Where Vapa's at. Yeah.
So there's where I would say Echo Park finishes on that end. Like so you go to like
because I'm like there's so many hills and stuff. So I'm like, where does it start, finish? So it's like Alvarado and like all that still part of Echo Park.
It is.
Okay.
No, 100%.
For sure.
But it also depends too, because if you're talking about like Alvarado and Sunset, that's Echo Park. But if you're going Alvarado and over, then you get to like Rampart, you get to MacArthur Park. So those are different neighborhoods. You know. So it like even where I grew up in, like where my grandparents owned their home, like a lot of people would get confused because that is Echo Park still, but we're at the borderline. So I was borderline Silver Lake. Because if you keep going up just one hill, literally, I'm at Silver Lake already.
Yeah, even when we did the photo shoot, I'm like, man, y'all better get a shirt.
Yeah.
Y'all better. They can still get shirts?
Yeah. I still got a few.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. So this shirt, when we did our photo shoot for your merch, I was like, damn, like everything is so close.
Yeah.
Like everything is so close, you know. But I had fun that day.
It's
going through your neighborhood and stuff. Like it's not like I've never been to Echo Park, but like the streets you took me to, like when we like at the hill and everything, I'm like, damn, like this is dope. Like Echo Park has a lot of KK spots. But like what was really like a monumental moment, you know, growing up like in your household that just made you wanna emphasize gentrification like in your neighborhood and stuff like that?
I can't speak for like a direct moment. I want to say my whole childhood played a part in it. I think the most important part was that my mom was born and raised here, and that played a lot. Like that's obviously why my mom is the logo to everything, you know, because she played the role of everything. Like she set the tone down for me. Like this is LA. Like, you know, this is what we love about LA. This is why LA is important. This is why LA is culture, you know, like, and she laid that flat for me. Like, and she showed me right away, you know, like we love where we come from, you know. And I think that cruising around with her, because you see, my mom wasn't like an ordinary mom. Like she was young as fuck, you know. And
how old was she
when she passed away? She was 40.
Oh my god.
And I was 18 at that point. So you see, like there wasn't too much of an age difference. Like there was, but you know, she was a teen mom. So she grew up with us, and me and my older sister were her two first kids, because my older brother's from a different mom.
Okay.
So like my mom like just showed me like this is what it is, you know. And we would, because she went to Cal State LA, and like,
that's dope.
Yeah, they would like they would make you do like little like what she like in her classes, like they would make her take pictures of her neighborhood.
Oh, for real?
And we'll walk with her while she was doing it, you know. And then she'll be like, "Oh, this has been here forever," and like taking a picture and telling us the whole story about it. And then she'll be like, "Oh, this one right here, like, you know, this public storage spot, like, because we had like a public storage, but wasn't like the big public storage that, you know, like just the regular little tiny ones that were owned by like Latinos or Asians back in the day, you know." So she's like, "This one's been here forever," and we'll go like to the motorcycle place across the street and this one. So you know, it was that like she laid down the fundamentals for me, and like in the love for what I do now, you know. So yeah.
LA Eyes. And what made you want to come up with that name?
Realistically speaking, my real name.
Okay.
That's one of them that made it so easy. I'm not gonna go too into that, onto how, but that and the fact that LA and women's eyes have always been so attractive to people in LA.
That is true.
So like
the eyes, Chico, they never lie.
So you know, like and you would see that around a lot. So to me, it was like LA. I'm a woman. Like my eyes, you know, like I'm the one overviewing the stuff. Like I'm over here documenting what I'm documenting through my eyes, and in Los Angeles, you know. So it just made sense. Like it made sense all around.
That's dope. And how has gentrification like affected you, your family, like personally?
Yeah. So like in 2013, when I started seeing like the movement like of gentrification taking over, it started automatically pretty much. So my mom passed away, and my grandparents did own that house. However, my mom, it got left to my mom and my aunt.
Okay.
So my aunt kind of was like that greedy landlord you don't want, you know, like
that's why. Yeah, it'd be your own.
You know, that's how it is. But it motivated everything. So at the end they like, fuck you, bitch, but thank you.
Yeah, de todo lo malo sale algo bueno, you know?
100%. So, like, you know, that happened, and she was that greedy landlord, like I'm telling you. Like, she was just like, you guys need to get out. Like, we need to build, we need to do something. Like, you guys need to get out. And, you know, my mom was a single mom, so, like, I only grew up with her. So it was just, like, it was, at this point, my older brother was already his own family, you know. My older sister she had her own mindset already. And, like, me and my younger siblings, like, I looked at them and I was like, fuck, you know, I'm 18. I could definitely go to work, but these fools can't, you know. So, like, I need to stick around. I need to see what I could do and figure it out. So I experienced homelessness. Like,
no way.
Yeah, that year. Like, I was kind of like, we didn't have a home. We were going through escrow because we ended up winning the case where she was able to give us half, but we had to leave. Like, we couldn't keep the house.
Damn.
So I was couch surfing for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, at people's that we trusted house. And I, like, and then we just, unfortunately, like, we kind of became like a burden, you know, to people because it took so long. The process of closing escrow and everything took so long. So
how long? Like a couple years? Or?
A year, like a whole year.
Oh shit!
Yeah, a whole year. So you know, the first 5 months were secured. Then like I ran my credit and I was like, hotel, motel.
Like that.
Well, it wasn't even hotel, girl. It was motel.
Motel. The momos came through though.
Yeah,
survival, bitch. No, like you had to do what you had to do.
100%. So like.
And you were with your siblings and your mom? Oh, shit.
Well, my mom was already, like, gone at this point.
Okay.
She died in 2013.
Okay,
so,
got it.
So when she was gone already, that's, like, when, like, people showed their true colors. And shit just started trickling.
And you were 18 at this time?
I was.
That's fucking crazy.
Like,
that's a lot of pressure.
It was.
Were you still going to school and stuff, like, during this time?
I was. So I was at LACC.
Oh,
and
shit.
My siblings were at our neighborhood school still. So like wherever I was, I had to make sure that every morning at 6 they were gonna be at school, you know. Damn. So I did stay in El Sereno for a bit. So I got to learn about that neighborhood.
Got it.
And then I stayed in Alhambra for a bit, which it's not fully like inner LA, but you know, it's not far.
Yeah.
So like if you know the cuts, you're gonna get there within time.
Go all down Mission, you're there.
Hey, don't be saying it though. No, pero yeah, so like I stayed there and then I stayed in Glendale for like a few months in one of the motels there, and then after it got too expensive, so I had to be in my car, you know. So me and my little sister, like, luckily my little brother had a cool homie that like they allowed him to like stay with them, but me and my little sister, we kind of went through it a little bit, you know. And so
and how did you guys make it out of that? How did you make it out of that situation?
So during that time, we were like searching for a house because we knew we were gonna get some money from
at least,
like my grandparents' home, right? So we were looking for homes, and my dad came around during this time, and he was like, "Oh, yo, like I'm gonna help you with the kids, like." You know, this and this, like, we're gonna get a house in San Bernardino. And I was like, the fuck?
I was like, you gonna take me out of my city?
Like, who the fuck is gonna get a house in San Bernardino? Like, you, not me. Like, you know, like.
Hell no. No shade to San Bernardino, but girl, we're from LA.
No shade at all, because, you know, I know San Bernardino when San Bernardino was a dead city, too, you know?
Yeah,
so, like. So like no shade at all. I have family out there, you know. And that was like second home for a good while when I was a kid. But what I'm saying is like I'm from LA.
Exactly. Can't take me on my head.
And like I told my dad at that point, it was like, yo, I think that if we do this, we're gonna fuck up because my siblings just been through so much change already. Like I don't think
that's gonna be a bigger change. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I felt like it just wasn't the right choice. So we were looking for homes. And that was a struggle because Echo Park was
talk a little closer to the mic.
Yeah, because Echo Park was kind of changing already. So we couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah, like we couldn't afford to rent over there. We couldn't afford to like purchase a home. It was just too expensive. So we kind of like had to go out and see around like where can we live. Luckily, Boyle Heights and East Los were still in the market, like for us.
Affordable.
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially because obviously selling a house at that time in Echo Park, Silver Lake neighborhood, like we didn't get a lot of money, like what it's worth now, but we got a decent amount to be able to put a good down payment on a home.
That's dope.
So we came to the east side, and I've been around in the east side for about like 10 years already, you know.
Shit. So with that money, you guys got a house out here?
We did. Okay. We did. Yeah, we did. And I was like happy because it's like, fuck that. Like my grandparents didn't work this hard. Like for us to like, you know, my grandpa's thing was like, oh, esta casa, this is going to be your guys' house.
That's what my grandma says the same thing. Like, this is your house. Like,
you know, and it's just like, and you like, so it was crazy. It was just crazy. Like, and then my mom, like, she didn't want us to leave that house. Like, it was,
well, of course, that's like generations in that house.
Well, she grew up in that house, and you see, my tia didn't. So to her, it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't nothing to her. Like, she was from Moreno Valley, you know,
girl.
So you know, like, she was just like, what? To her, she was like, oh, like petty, like, oh, fuck it, like, you know. But to my mom, like, that's her. She's been there since she was 7, so that meant something, you know.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
but. Yeah. From there, so that you could say was like, okay, now this gentrification shit is fucking up not only my life but everybody's life, right?
Yeah.
So when you started to see like the changes and stuff, like what made you want to make the Instagram account and say like, I need to document this, like I can't be the only one seeing this, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it took a while after that because I wasn't settled, and I couldn't like think like that for a few years. It took until like 2018 came around and I had my son.
Okay.
And
he's so cute, by the way. He's so smart.
He is.
So
he's
educated.
Beautiful. Yeah, he really is. Like, he's the best. But you know, like I had him, and then I was thinking like, what can I show my son about me? You know, like what is here in this city that I can show him and prove to him like, this is how I came up. This is where your grandma and I kicked it. Like, this is me, you know. And even my home, like my old home, like if I would drive around over there, like I don't recognize it, you know. It doesn't even look the same,
really.
Like it has a whole like,
let me find out it's an apartment complex,
girl. No. It isn't, but you know what it is? It's like it's a like $3 million home, and it's
that's crazy,
and it's like it has a studio art room, like, you know, I don't know. It's just like it has a gentrification fence, and that's what I call those fences that are like ones? Boarded up, like the little brown ones.
Yeah, de madera.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you know, and it's like high as hell. Like you can't even see your neighbors no more.
Yep.
No, and back then we were all like neighbors, like hola, like Ingrid, like yelling to the
top. Comiste? Like apenas así llegando, like
then,
shit like that.
Moms yelling at their kids to come out of our backyard and
shit. For sure. Or kids playing in the street. Remember when we used to do that?
Yes.
We don't do that shit no more.
100%. No, it ain't like that. Yeah. So, so my son, pretty much, he played that role for me. Like, it was like, I want to show him, like, who I am. Like, you know, and the only way to show him who I am and what I come from and what I've been through or anything remotely is to document it.
Facts.
You know, so that played a role. Then another incident, we go into like Whole Foods one time on Glendale Boulevard, and this used to be a Rouse back in the day. Like this whole plaza is different now though. Like, and you know, we stepped foot in there and it was just like a bad experience. You know, we have like the security guard and he's like chasing us around. And it's like I'm with my kid.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I'm with my kid.
That's
I'm with like
fucked up.
my boyfriend and stuff, and we're
Yeah.
like walking, and like then we just see him and we're like, what the fuck is this fool doing?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, how that?
Just because I'm the only brown person in here,
Yeah,
like what?
like it pissed me off. So
Yeah.
that accelerated it. You know actually that exact day I started the page.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your first post?
My first post was freaking Echo Park Lake.
Echo Park Lake,
hell
as you should, like an Echo Park baby would.
Like Echo Park Lake, and without the fucking swans. You know, when we had the
I
fucking
know.
the little boats that fucking looked like fucking carretas. You know, like,
Yeah.
and they were fucking that was, I grew up there. You know,
Yeah.
so that was my first post, and then the word gentrification, and then the meaning, and bam, that set me off. Yeah.
And what does gentrification like mean? Like in the dictionary, like what is the actual like meaning? I think you have it on the back of the shirt, no?
It is in the back of the shirt, but I kind of played with that meaning because I don't like the words that they use in the dictionary.
What do you define gentrification?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, in the dictionary they talk a lot about like when a higher class community comes in and replaces a lower class community, and kind of renovates it in a way, you know.
That sounds too positive to me.
Or
like
rejuvenizes it. Like that's how they
okay.
like to use. And it's not.
It's not at
like
all.
and it okay, so let me reiterate that, because it kind of is, it does beautify it, because I'm not gonna say everything's fucking ugly.
Yeah.
You know, the swans are beautiful. I've never ridden on them because fuck those swans. But like, you know, like the swans they have in Echo Park Lake are nice, you know, but the thing is, the change that is coming is hurting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's what's not beautiful about it. So that's why I'm like, fuck this ugly ass place. You know, like I don't give a fuck how much thought and how much luxury and beauty they wanted to input in it. They fucked up people that were already there, you know, and half of those people I know, you know, or I knew, and they're not there anymore, and they're not in the neighborhood anymore, and it fucking sucks, you know. And so
it's a lot.
It's a
you
lot.
know, it's a lot to take in, you know, because I even experienced it myself too. Like walking down Boyle Heights, I'm like, damn, like this store isn't there anymore, or that restaurant isn't there anymore, or oh, they took down this house just to build another one that looks nothing. You know what I mean? Like the authenticity of it.
Or
you
a
know,
fucking
like
shoe palace coming in, like
girl, I was shook. I was shook seeing that shoe palace.
You
Like
know?
it's cool, but it's like my community can't afford the shoes that we got in there.
No.
Let's be real.
Let's
Let's be real. Like, like we can't afford certain things, you know? Like I think for me in my neighborhood, what hurt me the most was when we got the Walgreens. When we got the Walgreens on Chavez. And it hurt me because I remember it was a big saver. It was like a market for me. And I just remember growing up, like going to that school. I remember it had like a cardboard wall, and the community would put like signs, like you know, like oh, for rent, or like like if you need a job type shit. Like it was dope, you know. So when I seen the Walgreens, I was like, damn, this shit about to get bought off.
Yeah,
you know. And so, and it sucks because I don't know if you heard, but from between St. Louis and Chicago, that block, they just approved a corporation to make an apartment complex. You know how bad, like the displacement. So let's talk about the displacement, dude. Like seeing like your community, like for you, for instance, like seeing everything just change. Like when people reached out to you and stuff, like when they see like your posts and things like that.
Oh, all the time, and going to that development that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in works with fighting that.
Dope.
It's hard to do, but obviously, you know, you just kind of gotta voice out as much as you can. So I always like tell people, like, stay active, like don't just talk about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
So yeah, like that is I think that when it comes down to the displacement, it's really bad. It's really bad. Like I'm telling you, in my old neighborhood, if you go down Sunset, you don't recognize nothing no more.
It looks so different.
There's nothing.
Is the Siete Mares still there?
No.
No way.
So it's not. So it's like La Playita now.
What?
But it's not La Playita Siete Mares. It's just called La Playita.
La Playita.
Yeah, so that's not Siete Mares because Siete Mares will put La Playita Siete Mares.
Yes, and you'll see a big old blue fish.
Yeah, for real, you know? Like, so, no, a lot of places have been taken out. Like,
Damn.
I don't recognize my neighborhood no more. Like, and that's for real. Like,
how does that make you feel?
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it gets me pissed off. It gets me frustrated. It makes me feel like I gotta like light a fire under my ass to like move faster and do things because I want to do so much for my community, you know? And
Right.
I want to bring back community to my community. Like, if that even makes sense, because, you know, right now there's people there and they want to call it a community. And yeah, it's a community, but it's not our community.
It's not.
Like, it's not like our culture. It's not like, it's not our stores. It's not our feel. Like,
Exactly.
it's nothing like of us that's laid down there no more. Like, you know, they took down so many places. Right now, I want to say the places that are still holding it down, Combo A, like in Echo Park.
Okay.
That's a Chinese food spot. Recommend. Love it. Like, Rodeo Grill has been there for years. Like,
And it's still there?
It's still there.
That's dope.
They unfortunately had to close down Happy Times, and that impacted me so much because
Really?
that was a spot like me and my mom. That was our spot.
Aw,
Like, that was our spot. Like,
no.
so when I seen that, like when I dropped my first merch drop, I had to take a picture of that
Yeah.
spot. Like, it was closed still, but like, shout out to Jenny because she was my first model at that.
Oh, yeah.
at that
She a
photo
baddie.
shoot.
Yes.
Yeah, she's badass. I
She
love
a
her.
baddie.
And I was like, I had told her like, oh, you know, I'm only gonna use it for an hour, like, you know. And then time was clicking, and I was like, fuck, we haven't gotten Happy Times yet. And then she was like,
Because she's from there too, no?
She
Yeah.
is. Hell yeah, she is. So she was like, oh, girl, don't trip. We're going to get Happy Times. And I was like, damn, she knows what's up.
Period.
Like, she knows, like, this is serious to me, you
Yeah.
know? So, and that's what I like to get people that understand. You know, that's who I like to work
Yes.
with because, yeah, Happy Times is so important to me. And I'm happy I got to get that for a photo shoot before it's completely gone.
Yeah.
Because they still have their sign. They still have, like, the little vinyls on the windows and shit.
Oh, that's
Like
dope.
the little, like, decals and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, I was like, I need to get this. But yeah, like even to like small businesses, to people like in the residencies that are actually getting hurt. Like right now, long-term like friends to me at 1512 Mohawk Street, like they're fighting evictions and they're all
Damn.
elderly. Like, so it pisses me off because
Yeah.
it's just like, where do you expect these old people to go?
No, you know
Like,
what pisses me off is that they're making all these apartments. They want to claim their low income, and they're not. They're not. You have to be on a waiting list, dude.
Yeah.
I've literally been on a waiting list, like with my family, for the apartments right there on Chavez and Soto for years,
Yeah.
till this day.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah.
and it bothers me. And it's like, why? Like, why do you think, city council allows that?
Um,
I'm like, because I've been asking myself this since the first time I seen the first apartment complex.
So I think with city council, the problem is, and I'm gonna look at the camera as I say it.
Say it.
I think the problem is that once they get into politics, they have to abide by a certain movement, and they're like puppets at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, like you pull on their strings, and they do as much as they can do, if that's even true. But I just feel like they just, unfortunately, like a lot of them do get involved with the wrong team, like the wrong
100%.
side. And we've seen it, you know.
Yes.
We've seen it with Jose Huizar.
Yes.
You know, he was big in Boyle Heights.
Dude,
And
we loved him. He went to my elementary school. Like, I met him
didn't.
personally. Like,
I was like,
he
fuck
was,
you, Jose.
No, but I thought he was the shit. But when I
Yeah,
found out
funny.
everything, I'm like, este way, he was taking money from these fools. And he's the reason why all that shit is going down in Boyle Heights, too.
And they raided his house and found thousands
Yeah.
of dollars, bro. I
All
was
that
like,
shit. That shit is crazy.
It is. And it'll be like we said at the beginning, like sometimes your own people.
Yeah,
Like,
it be your own.
you know.
You're Raza, you're from my neighborhood, and you did what?
Yeah.
Shit
Yeah.
don't make sense.
Kevin De Leon, you know.
Yeah, KDL, man. That one was a disappointment.
Nuri Martinez, like all of these people, like you know,
Yeah.
they hold like the last name, but it's like it's been whitewashed. It's been trickled down already once it's there,
Yeah.
you know. So I just think that you know, when it comes to politics, it fucking sucks. Like there's not much that we can say about it because we know that there's a bigger agenda, you
Yeah.
know, and but that's why I always say between us, like the community, we're the people that can make the movement. Like, don't depend and wait for somebody to do it for you. Like, you got to do it, you know? And it's big. It's big. It's not about, my page isn't just about awareness. It's about what you can do to fight that too, you know? So, you know, if you read it, you catch a glimpse of what I'm trying to say, you know?
No, for sure. And I just love looking at your page because you have like LA on your page, you know what I mean? Like you have, like, yes, you're from Echo Park, but dude, you have pictures of locations or spots like restaurants, mom pop shops, whatever, from like Boyle Heights, from, you know, South Central or the West Side, you know, like from everywhere in LA. And so, and you always have like long, like, and I be reading them, girl. You got long fucking paragraphs and captions, but girl, I be reading them because I'm like, damn, like I'm getting educated. You know, it's like that awareness as well, but like you're getting educated, like you're spitting some game, you know, like I can't go to the library, I can't go on another Instagram page and read all that shit, you know? So how do you conduct your research, like when you're like, you know, capturing a shot of like a specific spot, like you do the research, or like it's like you grew up there or what?
So generally it's a lot of the places are places I grew up in. And I do go around LA. Like I said, my mom was an LAUSD teacher, but she was also a substitute teacher. So fortunately for that, I was able to go with her to different schools, to different areas. She had a lot of homegirls from different areas that were teachers. So I grew up everywhere in LA. You know, I want to say from East Hollywood down to Cypress. Well, now East Los. I know it all. Like, and that's because I whipped around at a young age too. At 14, I was already driving. You know,
like, damn. Well, who taught you how to drive?
Well, girl, my mom. But it was like crazy because like she was sick. Are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
She was she was sick, so like she wouldn't want to drive a lot. So like she'll be like, "Oh, you need to learn how to drive." And then I was like, "Fuck." So one day, like, bam, she puts me in the car and she's like, "Don't be a fucking chicken." And I was like, "All right, I'm good."
She'll talk to you like that?
Yeah, she would.
That's stuff. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Let's be real.
She was real. That's for sure.
I love that.
So you know, it was I got to learn about all these different communities, you know, and I love all of them. Like, you know, each place has its own little unique spots to it, like, and I want to capture all of that, you know. Like you said, I am from Echo Park, you know, and I know about Echo Park to the T, you know, from my times and forward, and even from before, because I will research, but you know, the spots that I go to, I usually know about them, and if I don't, I do research. Like, if I do see, like, something new coming up, like, and I'm like, I wonder what was here before. Like, I do heavy research, and I like to get as much history as possible with each story, and but the reason that I do like to stick to things I know is because I know them, and I can be so real with those posts, you know.
And it's a personal, authentic story.
Exactly, and that's I think that's what has helped me engage with people and grow as a page, you know, because I don't want to say I'm a brand. I'm like an all-around versatile thing, you know, like, so like, I think that's, research is very important for what I do, for sure.
I think my favorite posts are those. You're the before and afters. Yeah. Cause I'm like, damn, like that was this and now it's that, like the change. And like, I think those that bother me the most is like when they turn into apartment complexes. That's the one that hurts the most. Cause like, damn, like who's gonna live there? Not my people. No. Not the elderly that's getting kicked out down the street. Not, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then the pandemic, I feel like that really like fucked up everything.
It did. And I hella believe in COVID. I hella believe that was killing people, and it's still like affecting people, like what the flu has done to a lot of people and still does. Sure. But I do think that it was like a little bit of an agenda move too, you know, to help push out more people, to help close down and hurt more people that can't keep up with the money moves, you know. I think that played a huge role. And like you said, there's like affordable housing, but they're only 10%. Like
10%.
Like, you could have 100 units built, but only 10 of those units need to be required to call it affordable housing. And it's just like
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Sense. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. And a lot of times that people do that, just so you guys are aware, people sign up for the 10% and want to do that because if they do that, they're allowed to build bigger. And they're allowed to have
What?
more in width, in length. It doesn't matter. It gives you an incentive to build bigger, to do more than what you initially were given. So it gives incentives for sure. That's why people do the 10%, you know, and they're like, oh, well, we're helping you guys. And it's like, no, you're fucking
No,
not.
you're not.
You're not.
That's
you know?
crazy. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, but it makes sense because they're making a new apartment complex on Chavez
Mm-hmm.
and Soto, and that lot has been empty for years, like since I could remember.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
and
I
like
think I know what
I
you're
know a
talking
lot of these lots are owned by Metro.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have? What do you think about Metro, girl?
Metro is just like any other thing that's related with the government. You know, it goes back to politics.
Yeah.
It's not to them, it's not a full requirement, so they're not going to produce it. You know, if it were a requirement, they would do what they have to do to help the people from the city. But
Right.
since it's not, it's just like, oh, okay, do the bare minimum and let's set it out and make money off this shit, you know? And that's what it is with Metro, with politicians, with developers. It doesn't matter. It's just money, you know? And the more you move, the better, you know, the
That's
more up
crazy.
there you're at. So
And what could we do? What do you think that we, as the community, as people, what do we need to do?
I mean, besides voicing out and actually sticking up for ourselves, which is something that really does aggravate me about our community.
know.
I feel like we could show up for so much shit. Like,
That's
oh,
true.
let's go to a block party and get fucked up. But,
Yup.
let's go to a protest and fight for the shit that we give a fuck about. Like,
oh no, I'm busy. Oh,
like,
no,
where are
you're-
you at, though? Like,
Yeah.
you know, where's that energy at? Because, like,
sure.
it's needed, you know? And, you know, there's no changes, like I said, unless you help make that change, you
Yep.
know? Like, you think in history, like, all the people that have held it down and put changes out for us, like, nowadays, like, Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, like, you know, people like that, like, they took from their time to go speak in front of people and to bring the awareness, to bring people together to fight it. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what you have to do. Like, at the end of the day, there's not going to be change if we don't make that change ourselves, you
That's
know?
facts. No,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And you bring up, you know, pioneers or just like, you know, people that went down in history as like, you know, legends for this shit, like Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez. They all showed up, you know, showed their face and everything. And I have a question. Like, I know on your page you've never like shown your face, like nothing like that. Like, you hiding your identity, is that on purpose? Like, and if it is, like, why?
Yeah, 100% it is. I think something important is that I need to create a safe space for my family at the end of the day. You know, because everything I do out of a passion. But my number one, like, love and passion is at home, like with my kid and
course.
stuff. And safety is important, you know?
Yeah.
I do a lot and say a lot of things and call out of a lot of people that don't like
Yeah, I've
it.
seen it.
You
What
know?
do those people say?
Well, they want to fight with me, but like through cyber
Damn.
fighting. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
bro, I'm
like,
not gonna cyber fight
trying
you,
to
bro.
net bang on me and shit. Get the
Like,
fuck out
you
my
know?
DM.
And if I do, it's because of, like, pure engagement. Like, it's like, fuck you. Like, you want to
Yeah.
say something, come at me. Like, you know, I've already done the research to back me up, like,
Mm-hmm.
and know about you. Like, and trust me, I don't go after anyone I don't know about. You know, I do
Yeah.
mad research. I'm like better than the motherfucking FBI.
Period.
Like 100%. Like,
As you should.
no, like,
You gotta
because
back up what you know?
you gotta back up what you say. Like, you can't just talk, and then, like, they come at you, and you're like, oh, like,
yeah.
nah. Like, you're gonna come at me. I'm gonna know about your mom. I'm gonna know where you came from.
For
I'm gonna know
sure.
what business you work at. Like, I'm gonna know the whole nine about you. You know.
Yeah.
And that's important to me, like, to know facts. Like, you know, because I can't be just talking out of my ass, and that's for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, I get a lot of problems. Like, and I think at the beginning, it showed me right away. Like, I called out a few people, a few developers, the
Yeah.
mayor, when it was Eric Garcetti.
Oh, I know.
And I started getting messages.
No
and
way.
I was like,
From his
okay.
office or like?
Yeah. So from his
Oh, shit.
office, and then I started getting messages from developers. And then they'll, like, try to come at me and tell me shit. And then I'm just like, you know what? I need to save my identity. It's not so much for the group of people or my community. If we walk down the street and I recognize you, I'm gonna say what's up to you and I'm gonna let you know who I am if
Yeah.
you know, I want to. Because then again, like, there's some people that, you know, you don't know, like, you know, so you don't want to be like, oh, this is who I am. Like, you just you know, I try to keep very like myself very personal, like you know, so I don't really like to step out too much. But networking, I love to network with people. You know,
Yeah.
I love to let people know what I do, especially if it could change their perspective or help them figure things out. You know, but yeah, like I just don't want to expose too much of my information because I expose a lot of people
Yeah.
and they have money,
That makes
you
sense.
know, and they have a lot of money.
Right.
So you know, even with that, like I know they have a lot of money, and if they really want to find out who I am, it's not too hard, you
Not too
know.
hard for
But
them.
like
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's like something that I need to like kind of just put like a wall
Oh
on,
wow.
you know.
No, and I respect it, and I think that's the best thing to do
Yeah.
for you. You know, and what would you consider yourself an activist?
To an extent, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. An activist, a journalist. I mean, like,
Period.
just like you know, a brand. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't consider myself one thing. I'm a whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
like community.
Yeah.
Like I am a whole community. You
Yeah.
know, and it's not me like this person like fully, but it's like who and what I've created, you know, and that is my community, that's my people. So I want to be everything, you know. That's why I want to be the person to make a change and like bring community together. Like I don't give a fuck where you're from LA. If you're from here, you deserve to be here, you
Yeah.
know. So hopefully one day I can open a big huge ass platform and just bring everybody, you know. I don't Boyle Heights, East LA, Echo Park, like
Yeah.
Cypress, wherever you're at, Elysian, let's put it all together and
For
let's get it
sure.
going, you know.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And when did you start noticing like, oh damn, like people are, because you got like a healthy amount of followers
I
like for your
do.
page, you know, because I've seen nonprofits, you know, struggle, you know, bringing awareness or getting like followers engagement on their page. So I'm like, damn, like she's popping, you know.
I
So when
am.
did you start? When did you start seeing like people showing love and like noticing
That's
the page?
crazy. That's crazy. I get it's crazy to talk about that because I never thought that I was ever gonna be like here. You
Right.
know, like to where I'm at right now. And I've had so many opportunities through this page, like for real, it's so crazy. I think I noticed it like kind of when the first day.
For real?
The first day.
2018 when you posted that first one?
2018 on July 11th. I know the exact date.
Okay, girl.
2018 because this is my baby.
For sure.
So I noticed it the first day that I did it. Like I started off, I had 0 followers. I went to go follow like 3 people,
Okay.
and those 3 people hella reposted me so quick.
Oh shit.
And then I
Period.
went to like theirs, and I'm like, oh, who do you guys know? Like, oh, you look like you're from 90026. That's my neighborhood. Hold
Yeah.
up, like you know, like follow.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like reshares and like started happening the same day, you know. And I was like, oh shit, like these people fuck with me. Like I'm speaking something, you know, or I'm doing something that they understand. So
Right.
so like I just kept on, and then like the next day I wake up and I have like 300 followers, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, shit.
I was like
Overnight.
0 to 300. That's a lot. Like
Yeah, low-key.
it was a crazy jump, you know.
Yeah.
So then I just kept on, and like I stayed doing what I do. Like I think I could be a little bit more consistent on it. Unfortunately, like I do like what I do. Like I say, I have to feel it in order to like write and to like post stuff.
For sure.
Cause it's real to me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. Now I have like almost, I don't know, like about 7,000 followers almost, and
Congrats.
it's just like hella organic. Like I didn't
Yeah.
pay for shit. Like, or I don't want a little blue check mark. Fuck you. Like that blue check mark don't
For
mean
real, I
shit
refuse
to me.
to get that shit. I ain't paid for that
Like,
shit.
no, that shit don't mean
Hell
nothing
nah.
to me. You know, like
Yeah.
I want people to know like it's real because they know it's real.
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
so yeah.
No, I respect everything you do. I love what you do. Keep that shit going. And you talked about like opportunities. Like, what's like a most recent opportunity or any projects that LAI is, you know, besides the merch, because I love the
Yes,
merch. I love the
yes,
stickers.
yes.
They're all over my agenda, girl.
Yeah, thank
so,
you.
like, what else you got going on? What's next for LAIs? What's coming up for LAIs?
Well, I do want to add, like, with the merch and stuff, every time I do merch, I always choose people to, like, donate it to, which is, like,
Oh, for
usually,
real?
like, nonprofits
That's
or, like,
dope.
a business. Like, with this merch, I did it to the people getting evicted at 1512 Mohawk Street in Echo Park.
wow.
And I donate what I can, for off of everything. But that to me is already such like a huge thing for me, because for me to be able to give back to people that I really give a fuck about, like, the last merch drop was with LAUSD kids that are experiencing homelessness,
Yeah.
and that's important to me, like, to be able to do that. And I have been able to work recently with Dino's. I did a collab with him.
On Main Street?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dino's on Main Street in Lincoln Heights. So
that's what's up.
yeah, he gave me an opportunity to like just post, even though I had already posted about him, like, because obviously, like, you have to,
Yeah.
like, that's a staple.
You know about Dino's.
Yeah,
you went from LA.
Shit. But like, I was able to collab with him, and like, we just put out something, and then I did a giveaway there, and it's like, okay, the only way you're gonna get this giveaway though is if you buy from Dino's and support him, because it's always like, if I gain something, I want the opposite party to gain as well.
Right.
Like,
people are showing you love, you want to show love back.
Yeah, 100%. So
sure.
like, that's mega important to me. I've done that. I mean, you doing this podcast with you, what the fuck?
Oh,
let's be
girl,
real.
yeah, let's be real,
Like, that's
girl.
the shit.
I just had to, because like just everything that's going on right now is just real. Like, it's reality.
Yeah.
And I think people just get lost in social media a lot, and it's like, yeah, like, it's cute, post the good stuff, but like there's other shit going on, outside
100%.
your door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just thank you for coming.
Yes,
You're
thank
amazing.
you.
I love all the work that you do. Keep it up, okay? And before we go, I do this segment at the end called Let's Be Real. Okay. So I'm gonna just ask you questions, like raw, real questions, and you're gonna tell me.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's be real. First one. Would you ever consider running for council member in Los Angeles?
Ooh, no.
Why?
You know what? I've gone back and forth thinking about it. No, because it's too corrupted for me, to be honest.
I feel it.
And I'm not corrupted at all.
Period.
Like, I don't feel like I have that type of bone in me to do it.
I respect it. Excuse me. Let's be real. If you could bring back any hood landmark, which one would it be?
Happy Times.
Happy Times. I've never been there. But what was like your favorite food from there? What did you get? What was your order?
You know what? Shit, everything. I'm not gonna lie. I love the mojadas. I love the taquitos that they have and stuff like that. But it wasn't the menu. It was the place.
Got it.
Like the menu. I mean, you could find that menu in a lot of places, but I'm saying like you can't find that like magical spot, like that booth that is your booth.
Yes.
As soon as you walk in, like, oh, that's us right there.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, no one's sitting there. Good.
Perfect. So Happy Times.
For sure. Next question. What's your favorite place to kick it at in Los Angeles?
Ooh.
Because I like the view you took us to last time. That one was pretty cool. One thing about Echo Park, y'all got stairs. Y'all got views. I'm like, what?
I started working those out recently again. I'm like, fuck.
I know, I see on your story. I was like, damn, no me invitas.
Girl, let's go.
Let's go. Let me know.
I need that motivation for that ass. No.
I'm dead.
Let's see. So my favorite spot to kick it at, that's a good question, man.
Because there's a lot in LA in general.
Shit.
Everywhere.
Like, the stairs from my neighborhood, though, there's never going to be, like, replaced. Like, I just feel like those steps, like, those are the steps, man. Like, you just got to, like, we would kick it there. I haven't kicked it in, like, steps in a while. I've been running them, but I haven't been kicking it at them. But, like, I just feel like those are good spots, like, for sure. Like, you could catch views at any of those spots, like, and that's the beauty of it,
Yeah. I love that. Well, like I said, thank you for coming.
Yes.
Let everybody know your Instagram handle so they can follow you, see what you got going on.
Yeah, for sure. It's LAEyes, L.A_eyes.
Yes, follow my girl, LA Eyes. Make sure you guys follow the podcast, Let's Be Real Pod on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Leslie from the .B. Yeah. And shout out to the Recce Spot, man. They always come through, always providing the space, time, energy for your girl. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Peace.